What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. Her name is Mindy Baer, and she is a voiceover talent, but she has also been in the media industry for over two plus decades, working as a morning show producer, also working with the Home Shopping Network as well. So we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into media and get to know her a little bit. So without any further ado, I introduce you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Mindy. Good morning, Mindy. How we doing?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look absolutely lovely, casual, but very, very lovely today. I just
I
want to
am a
say that.
I'm a casual kind of girl.
I love that. It looks great. Looks great on you. I just want to say that to start
Thank
off this
you.
morning.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. I also want to say thank you for coming on to my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. I really do appreciate that. And I want to ask you, how has your week been going so far?
So far, so good. And if there's nothing huge to complain about, you won't find me complaining.
I love it. I love it. I'm the same way. There's no sense of doing that. You know what I mean? It's nothing that too serious where problems can't be solved or issues that come
Right.
up. They arise all the time, but at the same time, they can be solved. That's for sure. Okay.
Absolutely.
I love that. Let me reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here on my podcast, and that's because I know you're a voiceover talent, but I also know you've been in media in other positions as well.
Mhm.
As a morning show producer, you've worked with the Home Shopping Network as well. And I know that I'm a journalist. I love talking to other people in media, finding out their why and their stories, because everybody's story is different. It's unique on how they gotten into this industry, and your story is just as special as anyone else's. So,
Oh, thank you.
um, oh, you're welcome. Very welcome. That's the truth. And I,
It is quite a story, and it's kind of a story that happened by accident.
oh,
So if you want me to take you back to the beginning,
sure,
I'm happy
please.
to do that. So when I was in college, I wanted to be an actress or something performative. And I realized I didn't want to have the lifestyle of an actor or an actress. It was not quite stable enough. Not that a media lifestyle is stable, but anyway. So I started to work at the college radio station and I really
Sure.
liked it a lot. And so while I was in college, I went to Tulane in New Orleans.
Yep.
I started to work commercially. I was a traffic reporter. And
Mm,
then the morning show, the number one morning show in New Orleans, I would, get on the air with them and goof around and have fun. I just let it rip. And I did some characters and they really liked it. And they invited me to join their morning show, which I
okay.
did. Not full time. I mean, I was a student, but I also I did this and I worked at this. And so I was like, you know, burning the candle at both ends and having a ball.
Absolutely.
So that was the beginning. I was hooked. And when I graduated college, my mom thought, well, you're not going to be a radio personality. What's that about? So she wanted me to go to law school. She's a lawyer. And I made a deal with her that I would apply to law school and get accepted. And I did. I got accepted somewhere. I mean, this is a long time ago. It was easier to get in.
Sure.
Full disclosure, almost 61.
Wow.
And yeah. So, I mean, it was much easier back then. And so I applied to law school, got in, and I also applied to get a master's in broadcast journalism because I thought
Mhm.
that is a way to kind of have this part of my life and this part of my life join in a little more of a professional thing. So I applied, I got in, and I moved to New York City for a year, which was something else I wanted to do. I wanted to be single in New York for a year.
Absolutely.
And in that year, I worked my butt off. I did all kinds of amazing things. I had a great time. And at the end of that year, the deal was if it didn't take me anywhere, I'd go to law school, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right. Chris, I didn't want to go to law school.
Of course you didn't.
Really badly didn't want to go.
Right.
So that degree brought me back to South Florida, where I wound up getting introduced through a whole crazy series of events to a guy named Bill Tanner. And Bill Tanner was really the king of South Florida radio. I mean, I'd grown up listening to him, and he hired me. to be on his morning show.
Mm,
I was like the third sidekick. I didn't care. I was in the room and I had a ball. And for 15 years, I was on the radio. And
I love that.
I went from there, and of course I kind of moved up in status, and eventually I left Power 96 because another radio station offered to build a show around me. I did that, and then I went back to Power 96. They needed some support, and that was where my career began and ended on radio live, and it was awesome. Morning radio is amazing, but of course it's very early.
Oh, absolutely. No question. No, that's a heck of a story. I love that. Made a deal with your mom and you bet on yourself. Essentially, that's what it is. You bet on yourself and you was able to cash in on that bet and be able to turn it into a career. That's amazing. I love
You know,
that, Mindy. I really do.
you will miss every shot you don't take. And I just
Mm,
didn't want to have the regrets. And I did have a plan B. I mean, I bet on myself with a cushion.
you
So,
did.
yeah,
You did.
but and I think it's always good to have options. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make it less of a bet.
Absolutely. I love that. I agree. You talked about it. You went to Tulane University, which is in New Orleans. Fun fact. Just went to New Orleans for the first time this past year, covering the Super Bowl.
Have fun.
Um, yeah, that was amazing. What an amazing time. What an amazing place for food. Food is definitely a mecca out there for sure. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. But I want to ask you, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Tulane University, or was you dead set on going there?
For me, it wasn't that I was dead set on Tulane or not. Coming out of South Florida, I grew up in Miami. I'm in Fort Lauderdale right now.
Hmm.
And I had gone to a small school, so I didn't want to go to some giant, huge state university I would have felt swallowed up. And University of Florida was where lots of my friends were going. And I,
Hmm.
at the time, just wanted something a little different. New Orleans wasn't so far away. It's not like anybody was begging me to go anywhere. Nobody was begging me anywhere. So it was just up to me and where I got in. Again, much easier back then in the 80s.
Sure, absolutely. I love that. And obviously you earned your master's at NYU, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes.
yeah, that's amazing too as well. Mindy, I'm gonna ask you some favorite questions. And
Please.
you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay, are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Okay.
Favorite meal you like to cook?
Skirt steak and corn on the cob.
Wow, that is very specific, but it sounds damn
I
delicious. I'm
just
gonna
had
tell
it
you
2
that.
nights ago. I was in the mood.
Okay, I love that. I feel that. Now, what kind of steak do you like to or I should say this. How do you like your steak done?
Medium to medium rare. I don't like it too rare. I know
Okay.
that's weird. I know it's weird, but if you're a more well done person, I see you.
No, I'm medium rare. I was well done growing up for sure, but I've changed to medium rare because just the juices and if it's medium rare, you don't have to put much sauce on it.
That's
You know
right.
what? Right. So that's just me for sure. It just
And
comes out better.
and to elaborate a little, you said my favorite meal I'd like to make at my age after having raised 3 children.
Mhm.
I tend to like to make easier things now. So to me, throwing a piece of steak on the grill and steaming some corn is really easy and delicious. So that was how I got to that. 20 years ago, it might have been a different answer because I love
I
to eat.
feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You and me both, Mindy. I'm with you on that. Okay. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Hmm. The Eagles
Hotel California. Okay.
or Diana Ross. It would be a toss up. Would be a toss up. And I'm not a huge Eagles fan. But when I was dating my husband, we went to see the Eagles and I knew every single song and they were so into the music. So that was an excellent concert. Probably Diana Ross would have to be above because I am obsessed with her.
Okay. Yeah, Upside Down. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite songs. No
Take a
question about
journey.
that.
Yep.
Right, right. No doubt. Okay, I like that. I'm a huge R&B person, so Alicia Keys was probably one of my favorites to go to that one.
Yeah.
But also seeing Boys the Men in concert as
Oh,
well.
oh
That's
yeah.
pretty good. Pretty
Oh,
good too. Um, Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
favorite place. I know the answer. It's kind of a tie, but I would say it's Africa or
Okay.
Hawaii.
Wow. Okay. What was Africa? What was that trip?
My top of my bucket list was to go on safari in Africa. I mean, Africa, of course, is huge, so you could spend, a year there and not see it all. But my husband indulged me. We are older now and we're empty nesters, so we have a little free time. And
Sure.
we went to Africa, and from the safaris to the cities we went to, the people, it's the most beautiful place. The wildlife, the way they respect the wildlife, I just absolutely loved it. And then, of course, Hawaii to me looks
Mhm.
like it looks like what I imagine the Garden of Eden would have looked like. So lush. Um,
Absolutely, it is. No,
yeah.
no question. Definitely know about Hawaii because
Mm,
I've been there before. Maui specifically and Honolulu.
mm.
Been to those two places. Africa's definitely on the bucket list. But my favorite place that I went to was Jamaica.
Oh,
For
Jamaica's beautiful.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. No question. Going there, being able to try the food, the scenery, the stores, just the vibe, the beach, everything. The water is just beautiful. I love that. And I'm a huge water and beachy kind of person. So, yeah, I love that for sure.
Now that tells me that you also like very spicy food.
Actually, no, no,
Isn't
no,
so
no.
much Jamaican food so spicy?
Well, the jerk chicken had a little kick to it. The jerk chicken had a little kick to it. I do like some spicy food,
Okay.
but but like in like Indian food or like ghost peppers or jalapenos or spice like that,
Yeah,
no,
me
that
either.
ain't it.
Okay, I gotcha.
No, I feel that. I feel that though. That's what's up. I'm a sports person, so I gotta ask you the sports question. This is a two-parter.
Okay.
Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person?
NFL and NFL.
Okay. Now, are you a Dolphins fan?
Of course I am. I was a kid during our perfect season, and I'm not giving up hope. Now, because I live in South Florida, we have had some really great times here with our sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
I love going to the Heat games, but I really also love our hockey team. And the arena isn't particularly far from where I live. And I love that it's, cold and cool and air conditioned. Because if you go to some football games in Florida in September and October, I mean, you can literally roast. But I still love football. Sundays, I love it. I love everything about it. I watch all the
Okay.
documentaries. I'm super into it.
Okay, absolutely. Now you said the hockey team. Are you close to the Florida Panthers? Is that's who you close to?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Well, yeah, they're a pretty good team right now, back-to-back champions for sure. So that's pretty cool, pretty neat. Um, I've never been to Florida. Well, here's what I should say. I never spent time in Florida because when I went on my cruise, I flew there, but we had to like board a bus and then dock
Get on
the
the ship.
boat. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't really get to spend much time in Florida, so I never had the opportunity. So, and it was actually Fort Lauderdale where we flew to and be able to go and dock the boat. So yeah, next time I'm in Fort Lauderdale, I'm gonna have to say what's up to you, Mindy, for sure.
Hit me up. Of course. I'm here. I'm here.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Last of the favorites.
Yeah.
I'm a huge foodie. We just talked about Fort Lauderdale, and I love traveling and going to different places, trying different restaurants. What is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
In my area,
Yes.
two. I have two. Casa
Okay.
Casa D'Angelo, the original in East Fort Lauderdale, fantastic Italian food, and
Okay.
a Cuban restaurant on Calle Ocho on 8th Street in Miami called Versailles, which is just hometown Cuban food, which is delicious. So,
Okay.
and they're on very different ends of the spectrum. I mean, Casa D'Angelo is a really nice restaurant, and Versailles is like super chill, casual, but both so good. You got to go to both when you come. Well, I'll take you.
Please, please. I was just about to say you got to direct me to that because
I
those
will.
sound absolutely delicious, Mindy, for sure.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Let's talk about your day to day. Now, when you was working in radio, radio normally there's a time slot, maybe 4 to 5 hours a day. You're playing music, you have guests on the air at times. You have topics that you talk about. People are calling in, but typically when you have co-hosts, that 4 or 5 hours flies by because
Yeah.
there's different people talking. But now being a voiceover, you work predominantly from the confines of your home.
Right.
You're getting scripts. You might have even an agent that helps you out with that. But you work. Most voiceovers that have been on here that I've talked to, because I've talked to a few on my platform, work long hours. And most of the time, they have families and husbands like yourself, and it's just very tough to sometimes juggle it all because you're trying to build your business. It's a business that you're trying to build. Talk to me about your day to day being a voiceover because you've been in the industry for over 2+ decades. And how is your days going? How many scripts do you normally do? How
Well,
long do you normally
it's
work?
I mean, you have it down pat. Everyone that has a nice voice gets told you should do voiceover, and it's not that easy. It's
Right,
just not that easy. There's so much that goes into it. And I think people would be shocked. So my day to day now is a little different than my day to day 20 years ago because the industry itself is completely different. So when
right,
I transitioned from being on the radio full time and I took a year off and I realized I'm a work person, I need to work. Transitioned into voiceover. I used to have to drive to the different studios and audition in person. And that was, of course, a pain in the neck. They're really,
right,
cell phones were new. I mean, this is something probably most of your listeners can't even identify. But, if you were running later, there was traffic. I mean, you missed the audition. You couldn't go, hey, I'm a little late. Da, da, da. It was like the good old dark days,
right,
of less technology. But it was also fun because you'd bump into your friends and the studios sometimes would have lunch. And you could see other human beings. As my children were growing up and home studios became a reality, as of course now they're the reality, and studios are closing all over the place. Um, I'm home, you know, 85% of the time. And I get up in the morning and I go to the gym. I try to go to the gym, truth, and have breakfast, chat with my husband. And then I sit right down and I comb through whatever auditions I have. And you could do 100 auditions. I mean, if you book one or two or three, it's just not that simple. Now, I have clients that I've serviced for years, and
right,
some of them do weekly things, some of them do monthly things. So when I have a project for them, I'll do it or I'll work on it or I'll edit it or have to talk to them about it. They'll want a revision. So that happens during the day as well. But the truth is, the hardest part for me of being a voiceover actor is the marketing because the voiceover part, like I can do that. I can edit myself. I can redo. I can, walk it back and think about it and change my tone and change my attitude and my character. But
right.
when the mic is off, that job is over and you got to get the next job.
Yeah,
And so my long-term clients, a few are on retainer, and that's great. But somebody new comes in, they hire new people. A new management comes in, that's what happens. That's what happened to me with Home Shopping Network. I was the female promo voice of Home Shopping Network for almost 7 years. And it
right,
was awesome. It was a great gig. I loved it. But they changed management once, they retained me, and one of the management changes after, I got axed. And that's what happens because, people want to put their own stamp. So it's not as
absolutely.
glamorous or as cool as it sounds. I'm also not sitting behind a desk doing administrative office work, although there is some of that also.
Absolutely. That's the best thing about being in the media industry is no 2 days are the same.
The best.
Every day could be different, which I love because I don't want the monotonous of doing things over and over and over again. They're the same old thing. It's why I became a journalist, not only to storytell and be a pillar in my community, but to also do something different and learn different things. And that's what you do in this industry, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a great segue to this next question, and that is mental health and
Mm,
work-life balance because sometimes when like you say people get axed or let go, fired, or they have to leave a job for whatever reason, or they don't get a job and they've applied to several different jobs, it can be discouraging
hmm
and it can weigh on your mental health. There's many reporters that I know that have been in this industry that have stepped away from journalism and ventured off into a different industry. The work-life balance can also weigh on you too, because this is the industry where you are constantly working and you're missing out on a lot of different things like graduations and parties and celebrations. I can't tell you how many I've missed, and I've only been in this industry for about 7 years.
Yeah,
So
you'll miss lots more, sadly.
lots more, no question. But this is something that I truly love with a passion. Talk to me about how you keep your mental health strong, Mindy, but also have that work-life balance. Because, like you said, probably I don't know if you started when you started this industry, was you married, but now you do have a husband, and you got to devote time to him, but you also have to have time for you, and you had multiple kids as well as you said, so your mom. I mean,
Yep.
that's a lot. It's a lot to do.
It's a lot, and I love that your question assumes that I have strong mental health, which I love you for that. It is, and it has been at different times, a struggle, being
Hmm.
candid. When I started on air, I was single, and that made it easy because I got up at 4:30 in the morning when I was, full-time on the radio, which meant by
Sure.
8 o'clock at night, I could not put a sentence together. I was
Right.
exhausted. And you
Right.
never get enough sleep. I mean, whoever does that shit, you just don't get enough sleep. Because if you wanna
Absolutely.
participate in the world at all, you have to be coherent, at 7 PM or, and it's just really, really tough. But while I was on the air, I was dating. That was hard because of my lifestyle. I got married. I had 2 of my 3 kids, and I went back to work 3 weeks after each one. That
Wow.
was hard. I got divorced. I dated again. I got remarried. I mean, I always made it a point to work at my life because I saw through the years, I know you've seen this too. Too
Hmm.
many people make this industry their whole life.
Yep.
And the industry is very fickle and it can be very unkind. And they've ignored their family, their friends, their children, whatever it is. And then everything is gone. So you have to know what keeps you, warm and happy and satisfied. And you also have to work hard and love it. So only an individual can figure it out. It was the hardest, I would say, when I had young kids because the demands on my time were crazy and it was really
Right.
tough, really, really tough. I managed. I mean, I had a lot of stress. I didn't take care of myself. I was overweight. Like, things you can't have it all. You cannot have it all at the same time, all the time. I think
Right.
that's just a fallacy. And when I tried to have all of it at the same time, I paid the price.
I understand. I appreciate the transparency. I really do. I don't think it's 100% we ever in any industry, but in the industry that we are in media, are going to have 100% mental health and work-life balance. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think, like you said, the key word there was manage. You try to manage it as best as you possibly can with the situation that you're in. Everybody's situation is different. I am a bachelor. There's no question
Mhm.
about it. So it's a lot easier for myself than somebody with a family, or somebody that's married or have a girlfriend even. So something like that. So, but it's a question worth asking because people need to know that these type of things and type of thoughts and type of situations come up and they happen. And there's a way of dealing with it. But if you don't want to deal with it, that's okay too. You can
Yeah.
pivot as well.
Unfortunately today, which is very different than when I started, we have influencers all over the place. And
Yep.
of course, they make it look easy. Look, I don't put a picture of myself on Instagram where I'm looking fat and bloated. I mean, who does? But that's not real. And
Hmm.
what's real is your life every day, waking up, have a headache, call your mother. Those are the things that everyone gets to do, should do, hopefully wants to do, and you've got to mix it in with the other stuff. And there are seasons in your life when you can work harder and you can give it your all, but you can never pull back. You can't
Right.
then give it 75%. So you have to figure it out and you have to get systems in place and find that little bit of wiggle room where you can at least make it happen to the best of your ability.
I agree. I totally agree with that. But it's also again a great segue, which is advice.
Mm.
And I'm sure that people have came up to you and asked you this question. I've gotten asked it too. But what kind of advice would you give someone that wants to be in the media industry, either as in radio or as a voiceover?
I would first I would first say to you, make sure that it is what you want to do for the right reason. Don't do
Okay.
it because you want to be famous or you think you're going to be rich. Do it because you love what it is. You love voice acting. You love reporting. You love writing. You love being on camera because
Mhm.
it's all a lot of work. Anything you do and you're going to do well is a lot of work. So that's the first thing. Make sure you're in it for the right reason and don't have any illusions. Nothing is as easy as it looks or as you think it is. Okay? Secondly, if that is what you want, don't give up. Don't give up. There are many, many talented people who don't make it, just like there are many talented actors and actresses who will never be in a movie or make a record album or anything. I mean, there's just an intense amount of competition and talent, and you never know why this person makes it at this time. Maybe it's who they knew, what the time they came in. It's got to be a perfect storm. So you need to have a thick skin because you do start to take it personally, the rejection. Every audition I don't get, I don't go and cry and, flagellate. It's an audition and I'll do another one. But there was a time when I did take it personally. And you're going to get defeated really quickly because there is rejection. It's part of the package. And really don't give up. Find a mentor, find somebody who will help you and will give you good advice. The truth is, there is enough work for everyone, and not everybody is truly generous. Some people like gatekeep, but
Oh, sure.
yeah, but if you find somebody who is generous, who will be honest, you know, you'll get there somehow by hook or by crook, and hopefully you'll have a path that satisfies you.
I love it. No, that's some really good advice, Mindy. It really is. And you've answered some really great questions and we've had a really great conversation so far. I love it. But
Yes.
the one thing that I really love that you highlighted was the don't give up part, and also that is not as easy as it seems. This is one of the main reasons why I wanted to kind of build this platform that I've kind of built with the episodes that I've done here on the podcast, is because people need to know the behind the scenes, and also behind the thoughts of individuals that have been in the industry that they possibly want to go into. Sometimes you get a misconception when you see people on TV. Oh man, she must have it made, or he must have it made. The handsome or pretty woman must get their makeup done. They got a photographer, and they're on TV talking about news, or the voiceover voices that we hear in the commercials and promos. Oh, I have a great voice. It must be easy to read over that. And it's a misconception because they don't understand the work that goes in to doing that. There's a lot of stuff to do before you get to that promo or that commercial or being a voiceover. There's classes you got to take, there's coaching that you got to get, there's a studio you got to build, you got to learn how to edit, you got to learn your voice as well, because there's different voices for different scripts. Not just for that, but also radio as well. If you want to get into that, people say, well, your job is easy. You talk on the radio. How hard is that? Well,
Oh,
it is hard. It's
you
very
go do
hard.
it. You go talk for 3 hours and get back to me, right? It's not so
Right.
simple. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Right. There's a game plan. There's just all kind of plans that you have to have day in and day out, right? There's different kind of things that goes on. There's breaking news that happens. When you're dealing with co-hosts, you got different personalities that you got to deal with as well. You don't want to step on anybody's toes for talking too much or talking too little. You don't want to have dead air. So the main thing of the reason why I wanted to have this is to be able to have people see an insight of, if this is something that you really want to do, this is a career that's great, it's satisfying. But like you said, you got to do it for the right reasons, and you got to be all in. You can't
Yeah.
have one foot in, one foot out.
Absolutely. And I would say that for any career.
Sure.
I heard an interview, I think it was Terry Crews saying this. And Terry Crews was an NFL player, and then
Yes.
he wanted to be an artist. I mean, he has this like incredible story. I mean, he's just a fascinating guy, and I didn't know any of this about him.
Hmm.
But he made a comment, and I'm going to butcher it, so I apologize in advance. I know I'm going to butcher it, but he
Okay.
said when he was working to try to get to where he wanted to be, he was a janitor at one point, and it was something like he swept the floor as if he made $1 million a year sweeping it. And that's really powerful because, you're not going to start at the level that you want to be at. I mean,
Right.
you don't graduate from medical school and go into open heart surgery. It's just
Right.
years and years and years and years. So
Absolutely.
so I think if you really are diligent and consistent, don't be a flash in the pan. Don't show off. Just keep your head down and keep grinding, keep climbing, keep doing what's right. Don't look at what other people are doing. Don't measure their success or figure out their formula. It's your formula that makes you different. And nothing is as easy as it seems. Nothing. Nothing. Somebody that wants to go into media, I assume that they already have some intrinsic talent that, makes them like that performative part of this world, or makes them comfortable, or they have creativity they need to express. So you already have that advantage, and then you got to run with it.
I love it. I do. That's great, great talk, Mindy, for sure. We have reached the portion of the podcast now where we're going to do my interactive game called
Okay.
This or That. So it's a
Okay.
game I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's pretty simple. I throw some things out at you, and Mindy, you get to choose this or that. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at if you had to choose?
Okay.
KFC or Popeyes?
KFC.
Okay. When it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on the chicken wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Do you like your wings wet or dry?
Dry.
Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Okay, so you're a dipper. Do you like to dip it into the sauce?
I like to dip. I just don't like them too wet with the sauce. Like they could have the sauce on it, but I don't want, like the same with my ribs. They can have sauce on them, but I don't want them to be like just so full of liquid and,
Yeah,
sauce. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. Okay, that's what's up. I like that.
And I like Popeyes also. That was a tough choice because in New Orleans we had Popeyes. It was so
I'm
good.
about to say because I'm about to say you went to Tulane. You had to
Yeah.
have some Popeyes up
Yeah.
in
I
there.
got a lot of Popeyes, mostly at 2 in the morning, but that's another
Oh, okay.
story for another podcast.
That certainly is, and one I would love to hear too. So definitely keep that on deck for sure. These next four have to do with music concerts that you rather attend.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. The first one is which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Pearl Jam or Metallica?
Pearl Jam.
All right, okay, that's what's up. I like that. You went against the grain on that one.
Mm.
Okay, which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, or Aerosmith?
Tom Petty.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
None of it makes sense with me. You'll see. I probably have some kind of crazy psychological break disease because none of these make sense together.
Okay, well, here we go. They're gonna get a little tougher.
Okay.
Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather see Mariah Carey, or would you rather see Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson.
Okay. All right. I like how definitive you are. It's not even a second thought with you with these
You don't
questions.
you,
I
you
like
don't
that.
get to my age without being able to make a decision. It just really helps you in life.
It does.
Don't
It
second guess
very.
yourself.
Oh,
Just this is the answer and go for it.
I love the way you think, Mindy. I really do. I love it.
You. And I
Okay.
love the questions. They're great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Last one of the music. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Lionel Richie, or would you rather go see Smokey Robinson?
Lionel Richie.
Mm.
And I saw him and he was amazing.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Definitely has one of my favorite songs, which is in my Pandora, which is "Say You, Say Me."
Oh, beautiful.
That's a classic of mine. I love that. But also like Penny Lover too. Um, he has a song called "Hello," which
Oh,
is probably one of his classic songs
and then all
for
of his
sure.
stuff with the Commodores. I mean, there's like
Right.
the best. the best, so
Absolutely.
prolific.
That's when he was Afro Lionel Richie. That's when he was
Yes.
Afro Lionel Richie. Yeah, absolutely. No, no doubt. No doubt. You did pretty well on that. Now, let me ask you,
Yeah.
which sport would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Neither. All right,
Th-
bowling, bowling, bowling.
You said neither. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
mean, I don't know about either of those, but all right, I'll go bowling. I just hate the idea of wearing shoes that 1,000 people have worn before me. It just bothers me.
Okay, I can totally understand that. Is there a sport out there that you like to play?
I mean, I go to the gym. A sport. I mean, I've played pickleball. I don't really love it. I,
Got you.
yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I'm not a sports player. I like to watch.
I love it though. That's okay. You know your lane and you stay in it. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay. Do you like desserts?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to name four categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you will
Okay.
never eat again.
Never eat again.
Yes.
I didn't know this was going to be a sad podcast, but go ahead. Okay.
I love that. That's the first time I've ever heard that on here when I have done that. That's amazing. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
The first one is candy. The second one is cookies. The third one is ice cream. The last category is grouped together. Is cake slash pies. Which
Lose
one?
candy. Lose the candy.
Girl, you on point like a period. I'm gonna tell you
Yep.
that right now. Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite ice cream?
Well, I love chocolate, pistachio, chocolate chip, black cherry. I like everything except mint chocolate chip. I don't like mint ice cream. It tastes like frozen mouthwash to me.
I've never wow. I've never had mint chocolate chip. Never
Don't.
have.
Don't.
Um I've never had well, I can't have pistachios because I'm allergic to nuts.
Oh, okay.
Um, but cookies and cream is my favorite
Oh, that's
for,
good.
for
That's
sure.
Yeah. I like all of it.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Okay, I love that. I love that though. I would have got rid of candy too. So yes, we're in sync there. Do you like potato chips?
I do.
Okay, so same format. I'm gonna name four brands. You got to get rid of one of these brands you'll never eat again. So here we go.
So sad.
First one, I know, right? The first one is Doritos. The second one is Lay's. The third one is Pringles. And the last one is Ruffles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Losing the Pringles.
Mindy, we're gonna be able to go out and eat. I'm telling you, 'cause,
Okay.
we're gonna be able to do that. We're gonna be
We're
able to
gonna
do
get
that
to
because,
we're gonna get to 400 pounds is what we're gonna do.
well, listen. Well, after we eat, we got to hit that gym or have a nice hearty walk. How about that? That's for
That's the
sure.
plan. That's the
That's
plan.
for sure. That's awesome. I would have said Pringles too. What's your favorite potato chip?
I love Ruffles. I like Lay's. I like all of them, but I just Pringles to me, there's something unnatural about them.
I got you. I'm a huge Ruffles person. I love the sour cream and cheddar Ruffles. That's my
I like
favorite.
plain, just a good salty potato chip. My mouth is watering.
I know that's right. I know I've had a guest on here, which I'm going to try next week and put it on my social media. She told me that you should eat applesauce with chips.
I don't believe that for a millisecond. But I mean, there are people that like ketchup with scrambled eggs. Who am I to say that's wrong?
It's definitely different,
Yeah,
definitely unique.
yeah.
No question about that. I told her, I, she asked me, have you ever tried it? And the first two words out of my mouth was, hell no. And I don't know anybody who ain't tried that. I mean, that's not a normal thing to do.
But
But,
you also want to say, don't yuck my yum.
right,
So let her enjoy it, and you just
right.
don't have to have it.
Right. So, but then I was in the mind, like you said, I was in the mindset of I can't knock it until I try it. So, I will eventually try it once and we'll see. We'll go from there. We'll get some Mott's applesauce and I'll taste the chips and then you'll see on my social media whether or not it's good or bad for
All right,
sure.
keep me posted, please. I
I,
will be
I,
watching.
I certainly will. You did pretty good on this or that. The most decisive person, I would say, during that, because normally people get very like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to choose," and but you were very decisive. I like that.
You have to think about what were you asking me? You weren't asking me, should I have this life-saving surgery or that one? You're asking me about, like make a decision, everybody. It's not so tough.
It's not. It really isn't. I love that, Mindy. Let me ask you this next, because the next two questions are top four questions. The
Okay.
first top four question is I need a bucket list from you of a top four of projects, voiceover projects that you would like to do that you haven't done yet.
Ah, that I haven't done yet. I mean, I'm kind of old. I've done a lot. Um, I would love to be the voice of of a broadcast channel. I mean, I did Home Shopping Network, but I would love to be like the ABC voice, the ABC promo voice, something like that. I've never done that.
Okay.
That's one thing. Um, I'd love to do an animated series. I've done little characters here and there in ads, but to do a whole series would be amazing. It's a whole nother world, as is video games.
Sure. Sure.
Something else I haven't done. Oh, there was a time in my life I really wanted to do affiliate news voiceover, and I wanted to be the voice of different news stations. And I auditioned, and it just never hit for a million reasons. And also, there's fewer women. Not making an excuse, but it just never hit for me, and that's something I wanted to do. And when you have a network affiliate news thing, they call that wearing golden handcuffs.
Wow. Why do they call it that?
Your local news station.
Yeah.
If there's
Right.
a big story or whatever, you have to be ready. Coming up next, blah 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 blah. Chris Drummond reports. You have to be ready to give that banner, that voiceover sting, whatever it is, for the
Sure.
network. So you always have to be available to record. So it is golden handcuffs, gold because there's money involved.
Okay. All right. So that's
And
three.
yeah, and
What will be your last one?
the fourth. I would say doing a major awards show.
Okay. Okay. I
That's
like that.
live announcing. That's a nice category, and I've done that in a more minor way, but I've never done a major show.
I love that. That's amazing. Okay, that's a great top four. Now, this second top four has to do with genres of voiceovers that would be a top four for you. What is your top four genres of voiceovers that you like to do?
Promo,
Okay,
news, talk,
okay,
political,
okay,
and corporate.
okay. I
And
like
those are
that.
my top because that's really what I'm best suited for. If you had a fifth, I would say retail because retail is my kind of bread and butter. But you asked me my favorite, so that's what they are.
Sure. Now, normally, how many hours do you normally work a day? Say like if there's scripts coming in, when do you say I'm gonna start here, Mindy, and then I'm gonna shut it down, Mindy?
Oh, well, I will shut it down, probably at 4 or 5 o'clock because
Okay,
there was a time I didn't, and I just stop. I just stop because I want to, live and enjoy my life. Um,
sure.
it's not like somebody like me, like I don't have scripts pouring in every day. You have auditions, and
Right,
you can do as many auditions as you can get.
right.
Um, there are days that I will do 15 or 20 auditions, which is a lot. But usually it's fewer. So my work, what it consists of is, sorry, you hear my dog barking. I left my
I
studio
did.
door open.
I love dogs though, so
Yeah.
I was rocking with you though. I
Yeah,
love
I
dogs.
left my studio door open.
Mhm.
I think that for me, I will do my work. I'll do my recording and edit and send out the files, do what I need to do. But the
Mhm.
biggest part of my day is doing my billing and sending the paperwork out and keeping track of the accounting and, looking at auditions and being in touch with agents. All of that. That's the work of it to me.
I love it. Okay. Okay. I can respect that. I do. I like the different categories that you normally do. And I had a chance to listen to a couple of things that you did, and obviously your voice is very nice. You're very lovely. I mean, I
Thank
don't think anybody would say anything different, that's for
you.
sure.
Thank you. Please be
You're very welcome.
kind.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome on that. What is some advice that someone has gave you, Mindy, that you hold on dearly to?
I don't know if it's advice that someone gave me.
Hmm.
Moreover, it's advice that I saw in action.
Okay.
My mother went to law school when I was in third grade. And it was a time that, I think there were 4 or 5 women in her law school class. And nowadays, in any professional school, engineering, account, whatever it is, it's men, it's women, it's everybody. And I saw her be a pioneer. And
Mm.
this was in the 70s. This was in the 70s.
Right.
So I saw her go about it with just total professionalism. There wasn't room for an excuse. It doesn't mean she didn't make mistakes. I mean, I make so many mistakes still, but you own it. You take responsibility and you move on. That was the living advice I saw. She did what she had to do. She got it done. She didn't complain. If she made a mistake, she fixed it and she kept going. I hear a lot of whining. No, then go do something else. Get out.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Life isn't fair. This is hard. I know you're tired, but this is what it is. And I don't think anybody regrets putting the time in. We talked about going from medical school to open heart surgery. By the time that guy gets to open heart surgery, I mean, I don't know how long his residency and his internship and whatever, he doesn't regret having done that. His life might have been kind of miserable during, but no one regrets it. I don't regret the difficult things I had to do. I'm glad I don't have to do
Right.
them every single day anymore,
Right.
but I still have to do some hard things, and I will always.
Absolutely. I love the grind. I love the grind. I love the hustle. I feel like every day I wake up is an opportunity for me to be great. It's an opportunity for me to learn something in life, something new. I think if you don't have goals that you're aspiring to and reaching to, even if they're small, doesn't matter. Just have goals in life. It's like,
Yeah,
what are you living for? Right?
absolutely.
It's like you reach that goal. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. And you celebrate it. Then you move on to the next. And I
Otherwise,
think
you die. Otherwise, you die.
inside, definitely. No question. No question about it.
Hmm.
And it just life's not worth living.
That's right.
And that's my mindset, and that's a lot of people mindset that I typically try to talk to or have around me as friends, because you want likewise people that think like that
Mm.
around you. So I love that. I love that perspective that you just gave.
We're
Um,
very influenced by the people we spend time around, so you have to curate that group pretty carefully.
no question. Love that. Love that word, curate.
Mm.
Yes, that's a perfect word. No
An
question.
old lady word. It's an old lady word.
For sure, for sure. Definitely a mature word. You
Yes.
say old, I'll say mature. How about
Thank
that?
you. I love that. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. Um, let's do rapid fire. I'm
Okay.
gonna get you out of here on here. Which means the first thing that comes to mind when I ask some of these things, you just shout it out with glee. Okay, so here we
Okay.
go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Chicken or ribs?
Chicken,
Pancakes or waffles?
pancakes,
Red or blue?
blue.
Favorite Netflix series?
Oh my gosh. Homeland,
Okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
cosmopolitan. That's not true. Champagne.
Okay. All right. Never had champagne before. Never
Ugh.
had it.
I love anything with bubbles.
Okay.
I
I
like
got you.
sparkling water. If it has bubbles, I'm in.
Okay. I like that. Favorite board game?
Rummy cube,
Okay. Favorite card game?
canasta.
What?
I know it's an old lady game. I told you. No. Um,
Okay.
all right. If I have to choose one, not canasta that you would have heard of.
Well, no, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
How do you even play canasta?
Canasta is with 3 other people. It's like a very
Okay.
social card game. I mean, as
Okay.
many card games are. And I just learned it. So I could never explain it. but
Wow.
it's fun, and it's, you have to work with a partner, and I I like it. I don't love poker
Okay.
games, having said that.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna have to you're gonna have to write that name of the game out for me
Okay.
so I can like Wikipedia it, look it up and see
It's
how that is.
Canasta, Canasta. If you ever watched an old I Love Lucy episode, I think they were playing
Mhm.
canasta in one of the episodes. I mean, it's been around forever.
Okay, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. If you had a choice to take three people on vacation, any
Mhm.
three people, what three people would you take and where would you go? Now, Mindy, you could select family, friends, or celebrities.
Well, I would select my family, and the
Okay.
problem is I have 3 daughters and 1 husband, so I'm gonna have to, like, combine
That's
them.
what I'm That's what I was saying. I was saying like it's kind of hard to select three people with your family. That's why I put the friends and celebrities in there.
Yeah, so then if I wasn't taking my daughters and my husband, then maybe
Mm.
I would take, let's say I did a girls' trip, I did friends, so I would probably take 3 friends.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I got you. You
and where
could
would
take it.
I go? Well,
Yeah.
I would go, maybe we go to New York City.
Okay, that's a nice trip.
Yeah,
Nice trip out there. Now you could have taken your three daughters. It could have been a mom and daughter's trip.
I could have, that would have been wonderful. I mean, that was
Yeah,
the other thing I was thinking about,
yeah. I
but
mean, yes, that does leave the husband out, but I think he'll be fine. We'll be all
I
right.
mean, he will be fine, but,
Yeah.
I love being with my girls. They're adults now, and I never get to spend enough time with them. They're fabulous.
See, that would be an amazing trip. And
Yeah.
listen, New York City is an amazing city. I think
Yep.
that would be awesome. Now, here's
Mhm.
another one.
Okay.
If you had a choice to listen to three artists or three songs on repeat and never get tired of, what would those three artists or three songs be?
Sweet Love by the Commodores, Lionel Richie. For
Hmm.
sure, that's one.
Okay.
Um, let's see, what else? Um, Prince, I Wanna Be Your
Oh,
Lover. I love that song.
okay. Yes,
And the
indeed.
Bee Gees, Fanny Be Tender.
Wow. Those are three amazing artists. I
And they
think I
don't go
would
together.
They don't, but you know what? I probably would pick three different songs from each of those three artists. I really would have. Commodore's Brick House for sure.
Okay.
Prince Controversy for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Definitely one of my favorites. And the Bee Gees, um, More Than a Woman.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, see, those are good
Hmm.
choices also.
Hmm.
But Sweet Love to me is like 100%. I just could listen to it all day. Many times I do.
I know that's right. You can't go wrong with Sweet Love. It's
Oh,
a beautiful
beautiful.
thing.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Okay. Two more of the rapid fire.
Okay.
Uh, Favorite sandwich.
Cheeseburger.
Okay. Okay. Just cheese and meat on it, or you putting
Oh,
everything on it?
no. Lettuce, tomato, red onion, little
Okay,
ketchup,
cheeseburger.
little mustard, you know.
And again, you like your cheeseburger medium to medium rare?
Yeah, medium. The cheeseburger, medium. Yeah.
Medium. Okay, got you. All right. Lastly, of the rapid fire, if they told you, Mindy, you can only do one of these for the rest of your career, we
Oh,
will give you another slot on the radio, or you can do voiceover work. Which one would you do?
voiceover, probably.
Okay.
Yep. Radio's not what it used to be, and I don't know that I would want to do it full time now, having come from what I came from.
Absolutely. No, I feel that. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. This
Sorry
has
about
been a
my dog. There must be someone outside, and I unfortunately left the door open, but
No, you're good. I'm a dog lover. What kind of dog is it?
she is a Labradoodle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Awesome. I
Penny. Her
love
name
that.
is Penny. Penny, Penny, Penny. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Makes me think of good times every time I hear that name. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
No question. Okay, that's awesome. This has been a really dope conversation, Mindy. It really has. Just learn about your background, learn that you came from Florida, went from Florida to Louisiana, how you started your career in the media, which is something that pretty much was off a bet on yourself with your mom, which is amazing, and how it's led to you having a long radio career and now a long voiceover career doing your thing now. Obviously, not a bowler or a pickleballer sport
No.
person playing, but you watch it, which is amazing. I love
Yep.
that. And
Yep.
you're in one of the big time cities and states, I would say, in Florida, living now in Fort Lauderdale around a lot of greatness of sports teams and stuff like that. So I say to you, I'm a new fan of yours. I'm going to continue following you. Obviously, I want to see how the rest of your journey is going to go. And my last question to you is there anything else you would like to add about the job, yourself, or anything at all before we conclude?
I wish that when I was starting out, there was somebody like you who wanted to help other people by exposing them to all different kinds of viewpoints and experiences. I think what you're doing shows that you're a generous person, and there's not enough of that. So I think we should all appreciate that about you and go for it.
I appreciate you saying that, Mindy. I really do. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I really do hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday and your weekend, and you and I would definitely be in touch.
Thank you, Chris. I'll be following you too. Take care.